We're live. I guess we're live. I think we're live. MLB playoffs, NFL football, quite a Monday of sports. It's that time of the year where, work's demanding. I'm coming off a little bit more of a demanding work day. But I do have a full show, as you see, all the tabs at the top, a bunch of stuff prepared. Been a great sports week, but someone mentioned already. I wonder what I'm mad at today. Today's going to be more of a research, thoughtful kind of show, learning, gathering new intel, looking at a lot of charts, looking at a lot of new videos people put out. But yeah, a lot of charts today. Some weird charts. We can start right there. There are some weird charts right now. I wanted to find the what are you mad at today, but for some reason I'm not. There he is, Will Greer. Probably won't be that show. You never know who's going to call in. You never know where something might take me. So sure, maybe, but off the bat, I don't think it'll be that kind of show. Thanks for being here, guys. Let's get right to it. So I guess I'll start here. I'm currently working on content that I'm keeping a secret to myself, but going to be it's in the process. It's going to be very good, in my opinion, when it's finished. Just going to take some time. I'm working on part 3 of the series. Made the first 2. Dr. Beckett is next week. I never thought that the channel would get me in a place where I'm going to get to talk with Dr. Beckett. So, that's pretty cool. And then Brian Gray reached out to me last week saying, yeah, the guys I'm having on don't know nothing. He wants to come on. So we haven't set up a time, but hopefully it'll be soon. And that'll be an interesting conversation. I think he has a lot of substance when he talks, a lot of knowledge. Share some secret updates with the members, possibly. Let me think about that. The problem is I need it. It's the type of thing that I don't really want to say until it's done. I'm not going to count my eggs before they hatch. So I want to, I want to make sure that all gets done first, but we're halfway home on it. So I need the other half. Yeah, baseball's been awesome. This baseball playoffs are always awesome, but we're seeing some great pitching duels, some great defense. Speaking of defense, I have this play queued up. We'll watch it at some point. Where is it? John Boy, who's, if you don't know him, he just makes great, really good sports content, good main focus baseball, but he also focus on stuff, that you don't watch, the random stuff of the week, the stuff you'll never see. He does just a great job, but this was just an insane play. Why don't we watch for 30 seconds or so?
LCS game 1 between the Brewers and the Dodgers. We got bases juiced, 4th inning. This one's brought to you by DraftKings, and one of the more insane scenarios I've ever seen play out in a big moment. Muncy thinks he's got a 4-run grand slam, a 4-run lead. He thinks he's got a catch. He still thinks he has a catch. He fires it to the infield. They fire it home. Everyone thought they were going to go to third to get the runner tagging up, but he's out at home. And then Contreras is going to run to third. And guess what? He's out too. Who? 2 outs. It went from grand slam to inning-ending double play. No one knows what's going on. Eyeballs are twitching out. Someone explain it to me, please. They're on the phone. Like, what can we do about this? Do we have any?
Dodgers were still lucky to win yesterday after this. I mean, this was a crazy play. I mean, just something you don't ever see. I don't think you've ever seen.
Can we fight? What the fuck just happened? What? Did I catch it? No. Okay, so he ran home, but he's got to tag up because he said he was out. But if the play's over there, he's like, it's a force out. And we got the other on the force out. What? Caleb was like, what? Okay. Explain it to me again. Okay, yeah. But why is he out? He didn't tag him, so why is he out at home? Everyone's confused. Let's just pause. Freelick turns, show me this replay. I'm just like, let's get together, let's watch this bad boy. The eye concentration off the charts. The ball's in the glove, it pops out. It did hit the wall right there, so it's not a catch. It's not an out. But he gathers it and throws it in, and then turns around looking like that scene in Beauty and the Beast when he's like attacking all the wolves. I mean, just a
Come on now. Now that dude is locked in. Yeah, I could play on my team any day. That's hilarious.
Crazy, crazy look on this hair wave and turn. Insane. So anyway, it almost was a phenomenal catch, but hit the palm. It did hit the wall. I don't think he knows it hit the wall. I don't think Collins knows it hit the wall either. But you know who knew? The ump down the left field line was all over it. And if he does not get this call correct, it is sloppy. It is chaos. It is terrible. He gets it correct immediately. And in fact,
hey, that is good. First of all, John Boy's great. Excellent channel, excellent content, excellent takes. Finds the rare stuff, but this is a great. I'm glad he gave the ump credit because it's very easy to just the umps and refs get nothing but dogged. This would have been mayhem had it not been called right, and that is a great call.
safe, starts waving his hand. Safe. Now, the other thing is an outfielder cannot bobble the ball forever, juggle it on his way to the infield, so all the runners have to tag up and pause. As soon as the ball makes contact with the field,
I mean, we're so early in the show and watching this, I didn't want this to take over, but crazy play. Then the slide and everything at home plate and how close everything was. Let's just fast forward to the play at the plate.
Smith, the base runner, he's maybe blocked, and the ball beats him for the force out. And then they're like, let's get another. Look at that. Crazy play. Bases loaded. Muncy gets a hold of one.
Unreal.
It's a single in the book.
And when you look at it, I mean, that's a home run swing. When you see that swing, it sure feels. I mean, he would have hit it to the deepest part of the park.
Fourth inning. This one's brought to you by DraftKings, and one of the more insane scenarios I've ever seen play out in a big moment. Muncy,
I mean, just to the deepest part, the high fastball, he got a hold of it, and
thinks he's got a 4-run grand slam, a 4-run lead. He thinks he's got a catch.
What a play. What a play. So we'll start there. Crazy card charts. I mean, just interesting. We'll take a look at a bunch of them. I don't know what to make of it. At first, I thought, okay, it's a few players, and it is. We're going to, we're just looking at legends here. We're going to look at pop counts. We'll look at prices, and we'll just look at some recent spikes that are not usual. I'm not calling conspiracy. I'm not saying, oh, tomfoolery, but I do want to look at it. It's good for both of us to see. And it's weird, little odd. And the only time we've ever seen something like that or like these charts going up like this, that fast, that quick, was COVID time. And, you saw a big spike down after. So I don't know what to make of it. I don't know. Maybe there's smarter people in sports cards right now. Maybe people are putting their money elsewhere. I honestly don't know. But there are some weird charts at the moment. I also, Dan the Card Man was a lot of fun to talk to. More knowledgeable than... I didn't think he was unknowledgeable. He does it, almost as a second job, not monetarily, but I mean, he's doing this as a hobby or full-time, another part-time gig. So of course he's knowledgeable, but I really enjoyed talking with him. And he mentioned this happened in watches, or he mentioned an analogy or comparison to, it was a flipper game in watches. And I'm not a watch person. I had no idea. I have no clue. This video was made 2 weeks ago. I don't, at this point I'm questioning all views, but 144,000 views. It's, I've looked more into it. There's people on what's the Twitch, live streamers. There's people calling all that. Big Osmongold calling people out. It's big people saying, yes, the stuff is people pay for to be on the bot viewed on lives. Who knows what's real and unreal, but 17,000 subscribers, 144,000, opulent Oasis. What a name. The Rolex flippers who went bankrupt in the great watch crash. I mean, there could be a comp here. Maybe not, but these prices, I mean, just who do we want to look at? It's not happening with Kobe at the moment, at least on that card, but it's sure happening here. The Brady, this is a PSA 8. There's almost 3,000, just under 3,000. I'm pretty sure you guys can see this well. It last sold for $1,000, but look at this spike up in 2025. I mean, let's just take a look at the last year. Look at this. I mean, it's just odd that this time last year it was 675, 686. So, I mean, you're looking at about 650, 606, 600, 675. And today, I mean, this card sold for 1,000, but there was a recent sale at 1,300, another recent sale above that, and another. So fine, $1,100. Where are we sitting at right now? 1,050. It went from 600 this time last year, maybe 650, seeing some 700, some more 600s. And in just a year's time, it's at $1,100. That's almost double. And that's the PSA 8 with 3,000 copies. Let's see what a PSA 9 did. It's probably a little easier on the eyes. PSA 9 has just started the spike. So it's pretty flat throughout most of 2025. And then I don't know, the weird spike starts right here. It starts in July, August, and in July, there's a sale for $1,450. That's kind of a low. There's $1,635. There's $1,787 in July. But this card is spiked to $2,400 from 15, 16, 1,700 or 1,650, 15, a $1,500 sale August 4th. And here we are 2 months later, and it went from 1,500 all the way to, 2,400. I don't know, but what I'm saying is it's interesting, and it is a little odd. I mean, okay, cards of all these certain cards are going to go. I don't know. I pulled up a lot. So I don't know about this great watch market crash. I'd like to know more about the flipper crash. It's a 6-minute video. I say we give it a chance now, and then we get into the clips, or into the charts. But here's Barry Sanders, same deal for something. I would be curious if it's all three. This is his score. Let's real quick. I'm curious if it's the other ones too, because the other ones hold a little bit less prestige, but they're also, none of them are low pop count. The Pro set, I mean, I like the Pro set just because of some nostalgia, but all right, tops traded is it's PSA 9 selling for $35, the PSA 10 selling for $186. And no, that's pretty flat. I'd say, I mean, there's a little slight bump there, but not like these other cards. All right, I do want to see the watch video. What else do I have up? Oh, Mojo says, I didn't click watch. It got 8,000 views. This is a story he's now bringing. Everyone's curious. So I said no to my dream sports card shop. I would assume he's still opening a card shop. He said no to buying a certain one. That's my guess. I would save this for this. I doubt we get through 19 minutes of Mojo, but let's see what he has to say. What else we got? Dan the Card Man talking about sports card gambling is getting worse. I was interested, didn't watch because I wanted to see it here with you guys. I don't know if we'll watch this one, but sports card price explanation nobody's talking about. Somebody sent this to me, or somebody mentioned this and said he says cards are going up or will go up. I mean, if they're going up now, I'm just skeptical. I'm not skeptical. The only other time we've seen a chart like this huge push in just about a year, and maybe, I mean, with this card, it's been going steadily up. It's hard to tell this way. Let's go last 2 years. I mean, that's flat. That is, when you look at the last 2 years, you can easily see that's a flat chart for the most part. Here in December 28, 2023, 1,300. And here in December 5th, 2024, 1,200. And here in May 2025, 1,300. And then recent, there's this huge comp way up here. And now all of a sudden the card's selling for $1,800. When it was just a flat regular chart since after the COVID drop. So the only time we've seen spike, first of all, this weird comp up here that all of a sudden sets all these new comps, or the card higher, is weird. We notice it with the who is it? Connor McDavid. Jamie sent me that one, or told me about it. I went and looked it up, and it's like, if you look at the last year or two of card sales, there's just, why did these sell for over $3,000 when it was just selling for 2,400? And then it dropped back down, and, we're back at the 2,400 mark. So was there a push to, hey, let's try to get a couple sales up here by somebody to hopefully keep it up? I'm a little conspiracy, but I just don't understand. I don't understand. First of all, this is a fishy one. Let's just look the last year. It'll even look better. So the card is selling, religiously for between $2,000 and like $2,300. We have a 2,000 in May. it spikes up to 2,600, goes back down to, I can't get that sale. What is that one? 24. There's a sale below 2265. And then within a day or two, it spikes to 3,200 when it was selling consistently at 2,300. And after the huge spike, right back down to 2,300. So it's just weird. A lot of weird charts. Who else we got here? There's the Barry. We'll look at another Barry. Bonds, Michael Jordan, Brady, Kobe, Walter Payton, Clemente, Dr. J, Jim Brown, Maddox, probably the best pitcher since 1987. I would think so. Sandy Koufax, Griffey. But before we do that, let's watch the watch video. It's 6 minutes. If we don't like it, we turn it off. But I am curious. The Rolex flippers who went bankrupt in the Great Watch Crash.
Rolex watches into pure cash faster than anyone thought possible. But they mistook a bubble for a gold mine. And when it burst, it didn't just cost them money, it led to financial ruin. Today, we're dissecting exactly how these flippers went from kings of the market to total bankruptcy in the Great Watch Crash. If you want the unfiltered truth about the luxury world, hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Before 2020, the watch world was mostly for collectors. It was stable, driven by a passion for watchmaking. Then the pandemic hit. Lockdowns meant people couldn't spend money on travel or fancy dinners, so they bought luxury goods instead. At the same time, governments pumped stimulus money into the economy, and a crypto boom created a new class of millionaires overnight. This new money wasn't looking for a hobby, it was looking for the next big score. They brought a high-risk, high-reward mindset from crypto and meme stocks straight to the watch market. The flipper was born, someone who didn't care about the art of watchmaking, only the art of the quick, profitable deal. The luxury brands themselves poured gasoline on this fire. Rolex, Patek Philippe, and Audemars Piguet have spent decades creating an image of exclusivity by making fewer of their popular steel sports watches than people wanted. This created a huge gap between the retail price and the real market price. That gap is where the flippers lived and breathed. It led to the infamous AD games. You couldn't just walk into an authorized dealer and buy a popular watch. You were met with empty display cases and told to get on a wait list that went nowhere. To even get a chance, you were pushed to buy things you didn't want, like gold watches or jewelry, just to build a purchase history. This drove real buyers straight to the grey market, where flippers were waiting with the exact watches they wanted for a massive premium.
Is that AI? That's an AI voice, huh? Oh. I'm sucked in now 2 minutes. I am curious what happens here, but some of you are saying that's an AI voice. Let me listen.
Early 2022, the market was insane. The Rolex Daytona was selling for a 189% premium over retail. The Patek Philippe Nautilus was fetching over 328% more. Rolex's share of all secondary market sales exploded from 33% to nearly 44%. This wasn't a market, it was a modern-day gold rush. But the party ended just as quickly as it started. In the spring of 2022, the bubble began to burst. Central banks, led by the US Federal Reserve, started aggressively raising interest rates to fight inflation. Suddenly, borrowing money was expensive, choking off the cheap credit that fueled the speculation. At the same time, the crypto winter arrived, wiping out trillions of dollars of the very wealth that had been pouring into...
Someone mentioned on, either emailed me or a live account, maybe it was an email. He said, hey, hey, the Or King, thank you, bro, $10. $10, that buys me dinner. Hey, thank you so much. Also, the sports card radio thing, I'll get to that. Sure. I mean, it feels like I'm obligated to say a little. What else? Yeah, just you get weird comments here and there, or weird people in the live. So it's always nice to love the show. Keep kicking ass. Bro, many thanks. Today was a long day at work, no doubt. I mean, yeah. So, nice to be here. Nice to be here with you guys. And I lost my train of thought. What the heck did I want to say? It got me. Let's go back.
Expensive, choking off the cheap credit that fueled the speculation. At the same time, the crypto winter arrived.
There it is. Someone mentioned how crypto is, identical with the rise of sports cards. I kind of didn't give that much thought. And then it's really not just crypto. It's the stock market as of the last few years. It's the real estate has done nothing but go up. It's stagnant now. It really should have dropped, but prices are propped up, it seems. When things start to fall, when real life, when it ever happens, I mean, can the huge money just keep, maybe the divide will just keep getting bigger over the decades and decades, and it'll be the wealthy and the not, and the very not. And maybe nothing will ever go down. But in all charts that you look at, there's ups and there's downs, and that's how it goes. Eventually things will come down, and it's going to be interesting when crypto's not killing it, or when, they cried the crypto just had a big loss on the other day. Bro, it's barely lost anything. These people cry over a 1%, 0.5%. All of a sudden it makes news because they have nothing else to talk about. And it's like, it's nothing. By the next 5 days, it's already reached back what it lost and more. When the real stuff starts falling for a while, when it's a month, when it's 2 months, when it's not making huge gains, that's what I'll be curious. How much crypto money did come in to sports cards?
Wiping out trillions of dollars of the very wealth that had been pouring into watches. The speculative buyers vanished. And then came the final nail in the coffin. The scarcity myth was exposed. Financial reports showed that big companies like Richmond and Swatch Group actually had rising inventory. They were making more watches, not fewer. Availability at dealers started to improve. In just 1 year, the share of Rolex models trading above their retail price dropped from 68% down to 53%. The entire reason for paying a flipper disappeared. The result was a bloodbath. The Rolex market index crashed by 31% from its peak. For 9 straight quarters, over 2 years, prices just kept falling. For the flippers who bought at the peak, this was a nightmare. Their business model was simple: buy high and sell higher. Now it was working in reverse. They were trapped, holding inventory that was losing value every single day. Many had used loans to build their stock of watches, and now the value of their assets was collapsing while their debts remained. This was the slow bleed. Gripped by the fear of taking a loss, many refused to.
I hope he shows a chart. He showed a chart of the way up, and I'm watching, and okay, I'm kind of gathering what he's saying, but visuals do wonders. I hope he does show a chart of, I want to see visual of what these things lost.
Sell, hoping the market would rebound. But it never did. Online forums filled with stories of sellers trying to hold strong on the crazy prices, with watches sitting unsold for months. Let's be clear, this wasn't just numbers on a spreadsheet. A post on social media told the story of a hype chaser who bought a Rolex GMT Master 2 Batman for about 28,000 Singapore dollars. As the market crashed, its value fell to just 16,000. That's a loss of $12,000, over 40% on a single watch.
All right, so peaked at 28,000. Now he's saying it's 16,000. Okay.
One grey market dealer shared a video about a young father who bought a gold day date for $50,000 in 2021, only to be forced to sell it at a big loss 2 years later. Even professional dealers were wiped out. One confessed on Reddit that his business was 80% Rolex and that he would have to shut down if sales didn't pick up. He was trapped, he didn't want to take a loss, but knew if he waited, the price would just keep falling. The flippers who went bankrupt made a few fatal errors. They mistook a temporary bubble for a permanent new reality.
Hey now, a permanent new, or is the card market right now, is it the great question, the billion-dollar question? Is this the permanent new reality, or are we in a bubble? And it does not, it worries me with all these cards we're going to look at next. For some whatever reason, they haven't played in 30, 40 years. You don't see Jerry West cards going to the moon. You don't see, we'll look at Dr. J, we'll look at Kobe. But for whatever reason, a select few card players and their cards are starting to just spike up like nobody's business.
Were over-leveraged, using borrowed money they couldn't afford to lose, and they lacked diversification, betting everything on the most hyped-up Rolex models. As a quick note, this video is for informational purposes and is not financial advice. When the crash came, Rolex made a brilliant and ruthless move. At the market's weakest point, they launched their own certified pre-owned program. This wasn't to offer you a better deal.
You could argue Fanatics, the way they've played it, and with breakers and distribution, you could argue what a brilliant move for money in the short term. People are making money. More companies pop up every day. Eventually, there's going to be too much competition. There won't be enough demand. There's going to be too much sellers, not enough buyers. Prices are getting. You only play the game if you can pay the ticket to play.
In fact, their
and let's just be honest, 80% of America, I read it up on it, 7% of America's millionaires, 7%. The average salary in America, I think, is under 50 grand a year. So, I mean, just the most Americans don't have the money to play or shouldn't be playing.
Watches are priced 25 to 40% higher than what you'd pay a grey market dealer. The goal was to reclaim control. Rolex
Fanatics has done that.
Established a new official price floor, squeezing the flippers' profit margins while stealing their best customers, the ones willing to pay a premium.
All right, so this was, you guys say maybe it is AI. I didn't get the sense it was AI, but who the hell knows now? And there's going to be a point in the very near future. None of us are going to know what's what. It's crazy. We're 2025. I want to say smartphones, which all of us have, every single freaking human, once you're 10 or 11 years old, have a smartphone. That didn't come out until 2011. It changed the way we live. Completely changed the way we live. Imagine, we're having to get out a map. Are you kidding me? Imagine not being able to watch some videos. And then the cell phone didn't really become a thing until what? Around 2000, 1998, 99, somewhere in there, 97. Prior to that, people weren't text messaging. I mean, these things change the world. AI it might change the world even more than either of those things. I mean, what's heading is going to be very, very interesting, especially on the media side, because the media side, you don't know what's what. There's some fake actress out there now that's who's AI. I don't know. I saw some story on it. I'm not big into the acting world, but AI is going to change things a lot. You know, the car changed things, the plane, the train. No, AI is going to really, really change things. Mojo with the funny face. I don't know if we should watch another video yet. I kind of wanted to dive into the charts. I'm going to check chat real quick. Mr. Bloomberg, the wage gap is out of control. Ain't that the truth? Give me simple time. 7% Americans. All right, back to regular programming. So who do I have here? I wanted to look at charts. It started with a buddy of mine saying he bought the Score 1989 a few months ago, and it just skyrocketed the past few months. So this is tops traded, which has been relatively flat. There was one big semi jump here, a huge sale up here at 224, and that kind of changed the market when it was just pretty religiously selling for 150, 136, 157, 135, 125, and now it's living up in the, you know, I know we're looking at a cheaper card here. Let's get rid of tops traded. So let's just continue with Barry, the Score card. This is big, you know, his best rookie. There's 2,600 of them. 2,600. So, all right, a $1,700 price. I have a heart, you know, there's just a lot of them, and there's more options. You don't have to get his scorecard. And look how long this is it in a nutshell. This chart, I didn't realize this chart almost shows it perfectly. I hope you can see the chart well. So it's flat. This is a 2-year chart. So here we have November 2023 at $1,300. And here we have August 17th, 2025 at $1,300. Pretty much the same the entire way. 2 years, a year and 9 months. And then there's 2-3 really odd sales. It goes from 1,300 and August 24th, and on August 31st, 1,700, just thereabouts. And right after that, it's hard to get my mouse on that one, so I'll just go on September 4th, $1,960. So I just want to break that down again. August 24th, 1,300. And all the sales beyond that for 2 years were about 1,300 in that area. 1,375, 1,315, 1,000, 1,280, 1,400, 1,200. Okay. So from 1,300 in a week's time, it spikes to 2,000. And today it's less than that. We're at 1,700 or 1,800. But this $2,000 sale rechanged the whole market of this card for the short term, for the very short term. But I like a healthy chart is this. This is a normal, healthy, regular chart. And sure, you'd love to see some little bit more appreciation than that. But when it just jumps like that, that's odd. That is odd. I don't have any. This is the first time I'm looking at a lot of these things, and this is brand new. I mean, we're talking about September 4th sale, and today's October 14th. So this has all happened, at least with this card, in the past 6 weeks. So I'm getting my head wrapped around it. I don't have my thoughts. But this seemed to me, just when you see this shoot like this, someone's creating an unhealthy sale, just like here. It just didn't happen to catch on. Why did this card sell for 1,700 when the cards before it were selling for 13 and 14, and then bam, 7, and then it just went right back down, 1,300, 1,200. So I know we'll get off this, but it kind of shows my, okay, it's odd. It's odd. So who's next? Barry Bonds, his Donruss 86 rookie. Most of his rookie cards are from 87. I mean, this is only $230 card. Maybe we'll look at a different Bonds card, a little bit higher value. And maybe he doesn't have a ton more. Here's his, okay, the Topps traded 86, the premium. PSA 10 at $600. There's 5,000 of them. So sure, it's Barry Bonds. There's 5,000 of these cards. And you say, oh, that's not that many. I mean, it's a lot. When you compare it to vintage with someone like Jim Brown or Clemente, they don't have, first of all, they only have one rookie card, not Bonds, who has plenty, or ultra modern or modern, who has way more than Bonds. There's 5,000. That's why it only sold for 600, I guess. And just, okay, let's take a look more recently. You can see it hit the bottom right there, January 2024. But why wow. And what am I missing here? I want to look at the last 2 years. That's a healthier chart. That's you want to see the appreciation, but this is too much, especially in the recent future. But you're looking at a $273 card, November 2023, even dropped down to $250. And it goes back up to 300. And then there's it's still 300 in June 2024. It's still 300 June, 2024. We're at 322 September 2024. 317. There's a little pop up. Now we're at 400 in February of this year. And in June of this year, we're still around 400. And you get to August of this year, it's up to 500. And you get to September of this year, there's a sale up here for, 617. And all of a sudden, what, was kind of a healthy 250 is all of a sudden a $600 card. Why did this card get double the value? There is the argument, hey, everyone that understands ultra modern is not the way, they're going back into bigger players, but it's still a little odd that it's all kind of happened in the past. I mean, it looks like it's gone up quite a bit, but still, here is the end of 2024 at 360 and the beginning 2024 at 320. So it went up $40 that year. But since then, the 340 in December, we're at a $600 card. Why? It went up $40 in 2024. It's gone up nearly $300, nearly double in the 8, 9, 10 months in 2025. It's just weird. I kept bringing up players because I want to see. Now I'm only looking at the big names. I look at it, Kobe. It doesn't seem to be the trend with Kobe. Maybe a little bit more recently. A little bit. Yeah, just more recent. I mean, this is a 5,000, 6,000, 4,000. I want to say, hey, hooray, single prices are going up, but it just seems weird. Already someone bought, hypothetically, according to Card Ladder, which I do trust their sales here, July, $10,000. A huge spike up from just a month prior, 6,500. There's another spike up in August for almost $10,000. And then it falls down to 6,500. And in September, the most recent sale, 7,500. I mean, it's not a little money. On 10 grand, you're going to lose 2,500 in value. It just, are those comps being set to hopefully, you know, and it has kind of worked because look, the card's now a little bit more than it was a year ago, quite a bit more. But it just doesn't make sense, some of these super high comps. How many cards? 839 in his PSA 10 Topps Chrome. I take that as, you know, at least far as base, that's his most iconic rookie card. There's under 1,000 pop. It sells for 7,500. I find that to be too high, in my opinion, just from studying numbers and cards. I'm a huge Kobe guy, but this card is, there's 839. I guess there's not over 1,000, but it's not like there's 83 of them. It is in high grade. And, you know, last year it was selling for 4,600 bucks. Where are we? April 2024, 5,200. March 7, 2024, 5,000. December 26, 2024, 5,100. All right, you know, 5,000. We're pushing 7,500, 10 grand. That just seems a little high to me. Studying cards, but something's weird is happening with some of these singles, you know, in the past 6 weeks, maybe past 2 months. Here's Walter Payton, so a more vintage player. Now, Payton he has very few in a PSA 10, 56, and that's why it sells for 60 grand, because in total, he has no other rookie card, no other options. This is it, and there's only 56. So the top 50, you could argue that of the best running back of all time, so if we get another best running back of all time or best quarterback of all time, you can make a great argument. The top 56, all right, they could sell for a good price. They actually hold value. Which one of ones will the top 56 be? Which exact insert will the top 56 be? But after you lose 56, I mean, it goes from that, still valuable. Is also considered probably the best running back of all time. I didn't really get to see him play. Barry Sanders is the best running back I've ever seen, but Walter Payton's right up there with him. Excuse me, sorry. A PSA 9, there's 743 and it sells for 5 grand. So there's 56, what was he? About 60 in a PSA 10. So you're looking about 800 total copies in a 9 or 10 that hold that kind of value of the best running back of all time. So I guess, you know, you can someone could play devil's advocate and say, oh, but the product's cooler now. It's sharper. There's more hits. There's more parallels. There's more inserts. So certain things will stay collectible in decades to come. But I just think in decades to come, a lot of that stuff is going to lose value. If Walter Payton holds this, and it's his top 800 cards, and really it's his top 56, and we look at a PSA 8 because it matters. In a PSA 8, we hit it. Now there's 3,000, and now it's $1,000 card. So this is the math I like to do. This is stuff I've done for years, not always on a live. But the PSA 10, there's 56, it's 60 grand. That seems about reasonable. The best running back of you want to see a card spike up soon? This is going to be the one. I mean, you want to see a card that should be actually with 56 and the next, this card's probably, compared to some of the other stuff we see out there, if the Kobe Topps Chrome is 7,500 pushing 10 grand trying, and there's 800 of them, there's 56 of this. And Kobe has way more rookie cards to choose from. So you move to the PSA 9, it's 5 grand or 743, and then you see it yourself. In a PSA 8, there's 3,000 and it moves to $1,100. And that's why I just have a hard time when we're looking at Barry Bonds with all those, or who else did we look at with a couple thousand? There was somebody we were looking at. Barry Sanders, Barry Bonds. There's 2,600. It's $1,700. I'd take the Walter Payton all day over this card. There's 2,600 in a 10. You go to a 9, there are 13,000. So why in the hell has this card been pushed up the past few weeks from a $1,300 card, which I still take the Payton all day in a PSA 8 over that? People, it's a recency bias. Like, more younger people saw Bear, or it's a price out. Hey, I just don't get it. This is $1,100. This card's better than that card every day, all day. It's not a question. There's not a question. This card is better. Okay, one's in a 10, one's in an 8. Well, there's 2,600 copies of this one. Let's put them back to back. There's 2,600. And then in a 9, there's 13,000. Has this card been pushed up recently? No, that's a flat, healthy chart. Little appreciation, I'd say. But PSA 10, for some reason, something funny. And even before it, $1,300 in a 10. I'm taking the Peyton every day, all day. How about you in the chat? I'm taking this PSA 8. In a 9, there are, 700, and it's $5,000. So it's quite a bit more. In a 10, there's only 56. It's 60 grand. And when you look at it in an 8, and fine, let's look at it as 7. I take the 7 all day. For 680, the 7 Walter Payton is better than the scorecard. Am I crazy? I mean, Barry Sanders, as Pro said, he has tops traded. The score stuff was way overprinted. There's 2,600 in a 10. There's 13,000 in a 9. I mean, there's 56 in a 10. There's 743 in a 9. They're a 13-year gap. Yes, people started taking care of their cards better by the time 1989 hit than 1976. So you're going to find more in high grade of the Barry than the Peyton. But there's 3,000 in an 8, roughly the same amount that Barry Sanders has in his 10. And I take the Walter Payton. I'm a Barry Sanders fan. I put Barry as the best running back I've ever seen. Never saw Peyton. Don't have an allegiance to him. Don't have anything about that. Just the history of football and the history of cards. That Walter Payton card, so what, tens of even Barry Sanders is a legend too, and then you could start looking at ultra modern and start seeing, oh man, that stuff's way out of whack when you have a Barry 10 going for 1,700. You have the Walter Payton 8, which is a legendary card, going for 1,100. What's going on with the new stuff prices? It's all recency bias, it's all hype, it's all FOMO. And if you're going to play in the world of the 10s, that's fun, as long as other, guys with a lot of money are going to keep playing in that world and keep seeing the value there. But the 8 is 1,100. I would take this all day over the Peyton. All right, what are we looking at next? I have a Clemente, but I'd rather focus on something a little more recent. The Jordan. I mean, the Jordan card's gone crazy the past few months. Let's see. 2 years. Now you got to remember, these are coming off COVID peak and drop. So what's true value? I mean, they're still high. They're higher than they were pre-COVID. And that's, I understand why. Cards are much more in the scene at the moment than prior to COVID. But what I don't understand is this was a healthy card. We have a sale right about there is when it starts getting weird. There's a 9,000. There's always these peaks that don't make sense, but it's selling 6,000 in 2024 April, 6,200 May, and we move up to 7,000 in October. So it's a slight rise, but we're back to 6,800, 7,500, 6,700, 7,500, 7,200. So all right, fine. Let's just call 7,500, even though that's a little high. That would be the high. This card was selling for less than 7,500, but let's just call it 7,500 on a steady rise from 6,500 to 7,500. But now the recent sales are $11,000. It was selling for $7,500 or less up until May. And from May to today, the most recent sale was almost $12,000. Why? I imagine, and it's not rare. There's 9,000 of them. This isn't something that, someone's got to make sure they get in their collection. You could find this card anywhere. There's 9,000 of them. It's the cards that really normally sell for this are they're rare. So you have a bidder that really wants it in their collection. And so they're willing to possibly overpay, but none of this stuff is worth overpaying for because there's 9,000 of them. There's always many on the market to buy from. So why are people choosing? It's just odd. It's just odd. This one did have a little more steady of a growth, but really, I mean, it scares me. It was a $6,000 card, April of 2024, and now we're playing at a $10,000 card. Why? And I'm not trying to say someone's a fool, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm honestly worried for your money. I mean, or the money of sports cards, I mean, I'm worried for the hobby. It doesn't make sense why Jordan, who's been retired, Jordan, who's had a flat card for years after COVID, all of a sudden it went from a $6,000 card to a $10,000 card. And we've seen it with Barry Sanders. We saw it with some of these other players. Here's Tom Brady. This is in a PSA 9, 2,300. This is, his best rookie card, I'd say. Is there a Bowman Chrome that year? Why is that spacing my mind? I feel like, is there a Bowman Chrome that year? Let's go to I haven't worked on this in a while. I've just been so busy with everything else. But I mean, the reason I did this, thehobbyscore.com, just a website I coded myself. NFL, we'll go to Brady. Bowman Chrome, sure is. And there's not many of them. There's 5,300, 1,000 in a PSA 8, 2,600 and 9. This data is a little outdated, couple months. And I'd be interested to see. I think I input this in June, and the 10 was 6,500 to 10 grand range. And what's the 10 today? Has it gone crazy? Let's see. Bowman Chrome 10. Sure did. I mean, it even beat my range. I like the range idea, not giving it one. I mean, that's a big range, I understand, but that's the range I had found. 65 or 10 grand over the past. That should be a good, okay, you get it in that price. That's a very fair price. And now all of a sudden, this card is $12,000. I mean, yeah, and really, I mean, honestly, what the hell? It was selling for $8,000 back in May of 2025. And then there's just these couple big spikes. There's a $14,000 sale in August, and then it feels like, and then it drops right away back down to 11,000. And then we're going up to 12 and 12, and then another huge sale at 14, and now back to 12. And these, some of the spikes feel a little plantish. Some of the spikes feel like we want to bring the card up, because why does it sell for 10 grand and then 14 grand? If this card on the market is 11, 10, sure, you could even say, God dang, man, this was at 8,000, 7,000. I like this. You know, this is fine. All right, 6,300, 6,900. The next year it's at 7,300. But this is the part. Since right here, since July of 2025, the card shouldn't move like that. Not with, there's only 1,200 of these, but with the Jordan, there was 10,000. What's the PSA 9? Were we just looking at that? No, same fucking thing. I mean, it's the same thing. A couple huge spikes in the price. I don't know. So are these just going to be the new recent comps for these? Are these what's going to sell? Or are the people that just bought them right now, or the people paying this price at 3,800 instead when it was just selling for 2,200? 5 months ago, 6 months ago? Why? And it's not one card. Now we're just looking at legends. If we weren't looking at legend, I think I have Kobe up. Kobe is a legend, and his top's chrome. That's the last 2 years. Yeah, a little bit. There was this huge sale up here at 87 at over $10,000, and the card was a $5,000 to $6,000 card. And it dropped. And then there's another sale for under $6,000. So a lot of it is just weird. It does this new, I cannot make what's going on there, other than some of those sales are just weird. Why does it go in a week or in a month from, what is this low 6,500 to 10,000? Who in their right mind does that? Like, why does that happen? So I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It even's going with the Kobe. I don't get it. We looked at Peyton. And look, the only other time you really see that spike, what happened after? That's what I'm trying to be cautious about here. The only other time we've ever seen this irrational spike here was COVID-free money. Now, there's not COVID. People aren't sitting at home. There isn't, but maybe they have something to save here. Maybe they got some. I don't understand. Is it organic? Maybe. I mean, maybe people are just moving into all these big players, but it's just weird, especially when it goes from one price, a $6,000 steady sale, $7,000, and then you see an $11,000 sale. And then it goes back down, but not all the way back down. Now a new threshold is hit. I don't know, man. These charts are funny. Clemente. PSA 7. Let's just start from the top. In a 9, which sold for $1 million, there's 11. 11. There's no other options. It's a 70-year-old card. It's lived history. It is. I don't know if it'll stay $1 million, but if any card should be $1 million, sure. There's 11 of these in a 9. I would assume none in a 10, or at least no sales here. And look, it was $1 million in March 2021, and it's about $1 million in the same price, right? 1.1 in March of 2021 and 1.1 in August of 2025. PSA 9. How about a 9? Oh, that is the 9. How about the 8? It's more of a focus in, dialed in, learn some stuff. I'm learning there's some weird things going on with charts. Again, same thing. I mean, it dropped down. I mean, it dropped all the way to 50K, and then you have a sell of 70K and 88K. And the 50K was May 2024. And so what made it go from 50 to 72? Just someone that wants to create a new comp, someone that wants to invest in it. But if they want to invest in it, why would they pay $20,000 more? Okay, you could say, okay, it was a $70,000 card also. It dropped. It dropped. But in August 5th, 2021, it's an $81,000 card. Even with the recent spike up in July 2025, it's an $88,000 card. And there's 123 of them, not 2,600. Now, okay, $88,000 price tag. PSA 7, we dropped to 20 grand. There's 349. Pretty healthy, a little push up here in the past couple months. But you'll notice all the big spikes, they don't just go up forever. It's not real estate money. It's not stock market money. It's card money. The chart has never gone up forever, not once. And this worries me what we're seeing. PSA 6. I want to see where we break maybe like under 5 grand. Just even look at the PSA 5. Yeah, 4,600, 974. Not too much funny business. But I mean, now you're getting into the weeds. No, the real money doesn't want a PSA 4, a collector with, it's still not cheap. It's still going to run you $4,600 a PSA 5. The big money wants the 8, the 9, but there's people still find value in this. It's not the average person spending 5 grand on this card. The last 2 years, yeah, man, that's what a chart should look like. PSA 3, last one we'll look. I'm just curious at what it falls to. 2,800. So, I mean, this card holds even in low grade. It holds a very good price. 2,800 is 903 of them. More steady, some dips, a little higher now. I don't know. I mean, is everyone just buying singles? Everyone just move? I don't know. The Clemente doesn't show that little peak, which, of course, I don't think a lot of the vintage will. Dr. J, I was going to put Jerry West, but I think Dr. J has a little more collectability to him, a little more flashy, a little more recent than Jerry West. Although Jerry West was equally as good. They're both legends, top in a certain room, only with a certain few guys in the history of the world. And no, his is a PSA 8, sells for 2,500. I want to get this autograph card of this one, but this is one of my rookie cards I don't have. I have almost every NBA rookie card. Don't have the Dr. J. Last 2 years. And when I say every NBA rookie card, I mean, even if they're not, that's a healthy chart. That's what it should look like. What's going on? And you can't argue. Like, Dr. J is just as much of a legend as Walter Payton. You want to argue semantics? Dr. J is just as much of a legend as, these three are an exclusive company. Maybe Barry Sanders, maybe Kobe. I have Kobe ahead. Okay. So is he a leg down than all the other guys that we've seen? Kobe, Dr. J it's only a select few guys. It's not going to happen in vintage. I mean, Jim Brown, another one. Now, here's a perfect example. Here is a perfect example, okay? The last 2 years, this car, okay, it was up here. Now it's even higher. Why? On August 19th, 2 months ago, 2,200. September 8th, a month and a week ago, 1,900. September 25th, end of September, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2,100. What is this sale? September 28th, 2,300. Okay, now we get to the big reveal. October 12th, 2 days ago, it went from a $2,000 card, a $2,200 card. Fine, you could argue it's down from $2,400, $2,300. Why is there all of a sudden some crazy sale of $4,400? Who in their right mind is spending on a $2,300 card? Now I'm starting to find some fishiness. Now you got to look. You got to see. This doesn't make sense, and it's happened with every damn card we've looked at. This is just the one that hasn't had a next sale yet. We happen to catch this one fresh. Who in their right mind? This is a PSA 6. So maybe you say, okay, it's a great grade. I'm going to overpay by double because it's a great grade. Where was this card sold? $4,400, ultra high end, eBay. So your card center, okay, ultra high end, that made it jump up that high in price. I'm going to trust your little title. It looks awfully brown to me, the damn card. I mean, there's some color issues already. I could tell. Maybe it's the camera. There's some color problems there. There's some surface issues. It is well centered. So people are going to pay 4,400 extra bucks to, this one is not as discolored. And it sold for $2,300, the most recent sale. So this card went up by $2,100, almost doubled in price off of one sale. It doesn't make sense. And the one before that, 2,100, 1,900, 2,200, 2,000, 2,500. No business going from 2,300 to 4,400. And we've seen it with pretty much every car we've looked at where there's this one big sale and now it sets a new level. This is odd. We saw it here with the Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid's card was selling 23, 24, 2,000, 1,900. And overnight, a $2,500 sale, which that's exactly where this card should be, had a $3,200 sale, and then a $3,300 sale, and then right back down to $2,500. And we tried again. Someone, a $3,100 sale, and then right back down. $2,300. So what's up with these sales? Who does? Why? Everyone's trying to buy low anyways. So is this the repack market? But those repackers aren't really getting noted on, their sales. People argue, oh, that's, and maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. People come to me and say, hey, that's messing up card values. But nowhere on here is the card you took to the show and sold to the reseller or the mystery pack guy, the repacker. Those don't make it on Card Ladder. I just don't understand these prices. And it's pretty much happened with every card we've looked at. And the most obvious one's that Jim Brown we were just looking at. And let's keep looking because I want to see him in a different grade. We looked at 6. PSA. What was the 6 selling for? 4,400. We'll go down and then we'll go up. PSA 3, 660. Great card to have in your collection. Maybe the best football card of all time. And I argue that in a PSA 3, and maybe this is just the romantic in me, maybe this is just the nostalgic. I didn't watch Jim Brown or Walter Payton play. I did see Barry Sanders, but Barry Sanders has multiple rookies. It's 2,610, 13,009. I take this card every day without question. There's 100 out of 100. This Jim Brown in a 3 over the score Barry. I take that, and this is half the value. I don't understand what's going on. And maybe I'm not, I didn't see Jim. It doesn't bear well for the players in 50 years that are playing today. If you can go get a Jim Brown rookie card, I don't care the grade, for 6.6, there's only one of them. I mean, it just doesn't bear great for a lot of the cards printed today. A lot of the players of today, a lot of these more modern Brady and Barry, it just doesn't, when you look at Dr. J and we're looking at Clemente, it doesn't really bear well for a lot of the newer players. Here's the Griffey. The Griffey's doing the same thing. Select few guys. And you see it reaches a bottom here at the beginning of 2024. It kind of does. There's a lot of movement, but you see a lot below and a lot above. And then as of late, there's not below and a lot above. It's done nothing but spike. And this is, I think, the highest graded card of all time. If not, if it's been passed, okay, it's right up there. In an 8, there's 45,000. Let that sink in compared to the numbers we've been looking at. There's 45,000. What does the chart look like? A healthy chart for the last couple years. And now we have some playing up here for, oops, a daisy. We have some playing at, it's an 80, 70. Okay, I like this chart over here. This seems normal and healthy. And then you get to about here, July of this year, just like what we had July, the last 6 weeks. Something's up with the last 6 weeks to 3 months. Because it's just a healthy 70s. This is a PSA 8 with 45,000. And why does it go? Why are there sales from $90, $100, all the way to one that sold for, I can't even see what that is, $131? I know we're dealing with a small card, but you have to understand that's a 30-40% markup. Why does someone do that on a card with 45,000 of them? I guess you could argue, especially in this case at a cheaper price, that they're going to crack those, but there's been nothing in that range for years. PSA 9, there's 33,000. 33,000 in a PSA 9. 45,000 in a PSA 8.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
Well said. Just well said. Facetious, sarcastic. 33,009. $366. It's already crazy to me. There's 33,000 of them. I'll pass at that price. Geo's calling. Do I answer? I haven't been paying attention to chat. I'm on a roll here. What's Geo got to say? Oh, let's call him back. Let's call him back. Recent Geo. I'm going to put him on speaker. Let's. Oh, get out of town. Geo's been in the waiting room. I had no idea I was on one. Geo, how you doing?
I want to know. I really want to know this. Oh, is that me echoing?
Is there an echo? Don't even. I worked so hard for no echo. I worked so hard. I spent a good hour. You're echoing?
How about
I'm going to leave. Geo, take care. I'm going to leave. I'm going to come back. The echo will be gone. I promise. It will. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right to work before.
All right, guys, we're taking over the show. I want to know what this moron has to say about this now. Always questions. He never has any answers. I want to know why everything's going up. Bargain boxer, you don't mean that? At least I read the chat. Hello.
I think the echo's gone. It
is.
Last time. That's so weird. I'm not
I
quite
wonder
sure what I'm doing.
I got to call you when you're not live sometime. We could figure this out in a minute.
I love that. Yeah, it's a good idea.
I have a question for you, legitimately. Why is this happening then? You have pointed out a million examples. By the way, I will say your Conor McDavid one is stupid. The spike was during the finals. Those dates in June. Look at the dates when he won the finals games. But take that out.
But there's like two that spiked and it just went right back down. Oh, okay.
Well, he had a hat trick.
All right, fine. From
however,
sure. All right.
But your point is spot on. Like the Griffeys. My only thinking is some people are taking money out of new stuff or other stuff to go buy all-time greats. But it doesn't explain the spike like that.
That's right. That's right. Because that's my initial thought too. But then it's just, this is odd.
I don't disagree. So I am curious. So what is your answer?
It's new to me. I mean, this has only happened in the past 6 weeks, few months. I don't know. The one that we saw of the Jim Brown, where it went from 2,200 to 23 to 4,400, it just seems like there's some not real sales. I mean, that's still the conspiracy side, but
yeah, because by the way, I looked at the 2 Jim Browns before that. The centering on those things was perfect as well. That is not like an unbelievable example, and that doesn't exist with a 6 anyways. If it's a 9, there's a huge difference in some 9s. I get it, but with a 6, that's not a real thing.
What do you think about cards like? Because it's just new to me. I'm looking at this Barry Bonds. There's 5,000 in a 10, and it's a $600 card. Or people are going after the Barry Sanders in a 10, and they're not low pop counts. I'm just maybe it doesn't matter.
Some of it doesn't. Like the Griffey, what's the pop on the PSA 10 upper deck? Isn't it like 2,500?
Yeah, the 10, but then it goes to 30, 33,000 and 40-something thousand. No, like 4,300 in a 10.
I can justify that, right? There's 4,300 people that think Griffey's the greatest of all time. They love him. He's their favorite player. I understand that.
Okay, let me ask this. In May, it was $2,800. Right now, it's $4,300.
I don't know why. I told you 6 months ago we talked about this. It's on a tear. And by the way, the only thing I would argue that is with the dumbest take, and you haven't said this, thankfully, people don't understand how money laundering works. Like this is such a stupid thing when people say it's money laundering. You don't launder money through sales. Like that is a dumb. Like you could tell these people have criminals in their family. That's not how that works.
I also think it would be different. Hey, I'm sitting on certain cards and I need a card to, I don't want it to, I want to make some money on it. So we have I'm playing conspiracy, but it's all new information to me that I haven't been able to sink in yet.
It's a weird chart though, dude. You're like, it
is weird.
Even the Brady stuff. Like I'm a huge Brady guy. Look at his Bowman 10s. And I saw you look at his Bowman Chrome. Look at the Bowman 10 paper card. That thing spiked even harder. I don't know why. I have no answer for you, though. It's not like COVID spikes. They're not tripling. But it is
But it's on the way. It feels like it's on the way.
Yeah, so I'll give you the same advice I've been saying for months now. If that happens again and we see stuff triple like that and go COVID crazy, sell every card you have. Buy back what you want in a month or 6 months, whatever it is. Sell it all. Do
you have any insight to what's happened? Why do
Zero.
you think?
Yeah, no, I can tell you, like at shows, people will ask about that more during our eBay Live. To me, is the best example of it because there's the most people. Like eBay Live will get thousands of people in the room at once. They are asking for the Grail guys. But are these new guys asking and they just don't pay attention? Like, even if you came in, I want a Jim Brown, wouldn't you think to look and say, oh, this thing sold for 2,500. Why would I pay? And I can say, oh, okay, it sold for 2,500. I'll pay $3,000. I'll pay a premium. I want the card. But $4,400? And it's not repackers buying above comps, Charles. You keep saying that in the chat. Repacker buys are not comped.
That's, I mean, how would exactly?
That doesn't make any sense. And even if they do, like, I don't know that a repacker's paying for that. And repackers are not paying above comps. So it's a weird.
And most repacking situations, they're not getting comped. You know, most of the time when
those aren't tracked.
Yeah, most. I would just yeah.
I don't think any. Who's tracking that at a card show? Will you hand cash to a guy?
How's vacation, Gio? You back? You're back in the swing?
We got stuck at the airport for 10 freaking hours because of this TSA thing. We were sitting there waiting for the gate, and then we got stuck with the pilot, and we got home. We're all sick. So, fun times. I got to go break, though. Your favorite activity. I got a couple breaks to do.
What are you breaking? Let me rip this. What are we breaking? Hopefully no more boxing.
What boxing? We got, let me think. We got Bowman Chrome tonight, Panini 3 and 2, and then some football.
Is Panini just mailed it in? Give us what it was Panini. Give me your last 6 months to year on Panini. What Panini do?
You know what's crazy? Panini's put out the best football and basketball product in the last 3 months, and they've done the last 10 years. It's insane.
Was it because they're liquidating everything they had, or
it's been unbelievable? Yeah, like I rip on Panini all the time, but we don't break much. It's been phenomenal. Like that silhouette project they put out was like pulling up jerseys and game use stuff of legends and stuff we haven't seen. I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's still too expensive, but they've done a really, really good job with it lately.
What is the price of something like that?
Oh, stupid. $1,500 for those boxes when they came out at 5. Flawless is what, $7,500 a briefcase right now? Somewhere in that.
I'm going to ask an ignorant question. This is your business and not mine. How do you, giving you a little time here, but I'm just curious. Do you the whole buying by team or by player or random, which is the most fair, or which is the best way? If you see a breaker doing it one way, maybe you don't like that. I don't break, so I don't know.
Oh, you mean for you to get into a product? Like if
sure,
you were going,
what's a good sign? I mean, do I just want it to be random, or is there weird if it's random? Do I want to be able to buy my team?
I just pick when I actual buy into breaks myself. I like PYT. I want to pick the Red Sox, or I want Seattle.
But some teams are going to be extremely expensive to buy. Then,
of course, based on the checklist.
How do you do it when you sell it? How do you do it as a seller?
So 2 things, like you look at the checklist, first of all, who's available for the team. And first of all, let's just say, what's the overall price have to be of my case? So this case that we're selling has to be $3,000. There's 30 teams. The average is $100. There's baseline stats. So an excellent team should be 2 to 3 times that, and a crappy team should be much, much cheaper. But yeah, who do they have available? What are the hits? What are the chases? And then what are those?
So you're selling them by team?
Almost
like how I saw when I went in there.
Yeah, I like it. Then you actually get a chance to pick what you want.
I'm gonna let Frank just called after you, so I think Frank.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out here.
Throw it your way. Well, let's see what Frank has to throw your way. I know you got to leave, but
I got 5 minutes for you anytime. You know that.
All right. Hey, I love that. What's up, Frank?
Good evening. Hey,
no echo for Frank, by the way.
No, it's something
conspiracy.
Something weird.
Conspiracy.
So
I had to leave and come back.
Sure.
I consume a lot of the media and whatnot, and I got to tell you, everybody is pushing the vintage. So I really, that would be my theory. Across the board. And Prof, you talked about this. Ultramodern sucks. There's like such an uncertainty.
Define vintage.
As far as everything.
Define vintage.
2000 before.
Yeah, fair, but that's not vintage. But yes, okay. So you're saying.
I'm just trying to tell you, I consume more of the media than you do, and I think many in the industry are saying go here. And you're looking for a theory right now, and that's what I'm offering.
I mean,
I was just wanting to make sure you define vintage, because vintage is looked at as, pre-80s, 70s, maybe even really pre-70s.
It used to be 79 and before, 69, but now it's even that though, Jay.
We gotta need another word. It's not vintage. We can't be calling Tom Brady vintage.
No, but it's changed for new guys who came in. Like Griffey is vintage to a lot of guys now. They weren't born in '89. It's a vintage card to them.
It's just not vintage. Oh, God,
it's not vintage.
We need some different labels. I normally call that modern, and then the new stuff's ultra modern.
Vintage to a lot of people, though.
Brady is vintage. Damn, we're getting old.
I think Brady to me is modern. But again,
Kobe is vintage.
Well, Kobe's dead, so he's not that vintage.
Shit, we old.
Yeah, not signing anymore either. So
in a world where more people are coming into the hobby, It's vintage, 2000
Yeah, I still will
Agreed.
fight
and
that
forward.
forever. That ain't vintage. That's vintage to the noobs.
Yep.
Frank, give us your. What did you want to go at Geo with?
Man.
I thought Frank was a fan.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
got
I want
something.
to start.
I know he's got
I want to
something.
start with a couple things with Geo.
Frank, I
was
literally
in-
have Frank. I have like 3 minutes. So this is the Arena Club thing.
I know it's cool. I love that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd pass on
'Cause
Arena
I
Club.
love
Hit him
that
on
you
something
like
else.
make time for Theo, and you are like demonstrating to us that you're a good dad. Like I love that,
I'm
man.
going to break. I'm not that good of a dad. I'm gonna push it. You know what? I'm gonna push
You
the shit. Give
value
me-
it. We do better. I was
Um,
in Nashville a couple months ago. Number one, great city.
Correct.
My gosh, even the worst parts of the city, like the architecture was fantastic. Number two, I love your takes as far as the ultra modern and the hype and everything like that. You're one of the only people in sports card medium that's talking about how like
Frank,
the
he's got
first
2
year of a
minutes. He
rookie-
has 2 minutes.
I get 10 minutes. I get 10
like
minutes.
got 2
like
minutes.
it declines quickly. Okay, stop it. And then number three, I have a lot of beef with the Arena Club, buddy. I don't know if you see a lot of what's going on there with your boy Brian Lee and everything to that degree. I think you're getting a little blindsided. I'm done. I'm sorry. Prop.
No.
It took too long.
Again, here is. Let me just say this because I want to make this a very blanket statement with the Arena Club. I fully know some people don't like it. I just tell people the same with everything. I listen to Kirk Minahan when they play ads of stuff I don't like. I just don't listen. I just don't care. And I know people like that's a cop out. That is exactly where I'm at with it.
Do you
Jason,
like it? Is my big question though, because I know
no,
now you
and I've
can't.
been very.
Gio,
I have been very
Gio,
upfront
I'm
about
trying
this.
to tell
He said
you.
no?
I'm trying to tell
hang
you
on.
right now.
I respect
Frank,
it,
Frank,
man.
1 second. I've been also very upfront about this too. I've ripped one pack in my entire life at Arena Club. I'm not sitting up here telling you I rip them all the time and everybody should do it. And I also said last time, if you have a gambling problem or anything, you shouldn't not only not rip Arena Club, you shouldn't be in the hobby if you have a gambling issue. I'm not trying to push this on people who don't want to do it. But if you want to get into digital repacks, they're paying me. I think they're the best.
But you're still honest about it. You did say you're not in love with it.
I don't like digital repacks for anybody, hardly. I want my card in hand.
And I'm trying to tell you because I enjoy your content. I enjoy your opinion, everything like that. This Brian Lee cat, I'm just telling you. Let's go back to courtyard.io. I'm telling you right now, this guy is not the person to hook our wagon to. I'm just telling you.
Well, have you looked at Brian's resume and the exits he's had from like LegalZoom and the food companies?
I did, and I said it to the prof. I did check this guy's resume, my man. I did. Do we want to get into it right now? Because you only got 2 minutes. Because I have more than 2 minutes right now.
I mean, not particularly. Because here's the thing: I've known Brian for years. By the way, I knew him when he started Arena Club years ago, and he gave me some mentoring advice for the app I had as I was kind of going out of business and shutting down. So I've liked Brian. I'm a fan of Brian. But again, that's where I'm at with the repack. I don't mind the guys don't like it. I also am not advertising anything to appeal to you or well, not you. You're different, but like to Jason. None of the advertisers we have, Jason will use. I'm okay with that. I don't. But I'm also not going to sit up there and shill them like they are this. I think we've been pretty honest about what they are and what everybody is, and we tell people who use them, who shouldn't.
No, you haven't been honest about what this guy is. And
what have I not been honest about?
And Gio,
it's hard when you know someone. I mean, there is a.
I'm telling you,
not hard.
I enjoy your medium, and I'm not trying to like. I think you're busy. I think you're a busy guy. I don't think you know what you're like associating yourself with. Is my point.
What's the issue?
This Brian Lee cat has who has 3 businesses, and look, I watched your content in regard to this. You brought this. I don't know if you're the first guy that brought him on, but you interviewed him. Like LegalZoom, the Honest Brand, when you were talking about that interview, you were talking about it from the standpoint that it was like really like influential. This guy started 3 businesses previous to this, and he's left both of them. He's been in and out as CEO in both of them. And every single business, he's over advertised each of them. And every single business, he's involved with litigations as far as false advertising. And every litigation he's been involved with. This guy, I'm telling you right now, just researching him, looking at the terms of agreement from Arena Club's standpoint, like how he disassociates himself with the blockchain, how he disassociates himself with the authenticity of the club of the cards on his platform, buddy. I like seriously, you were one of my
Gio
favorite
listened.
guys in
Gio
content
listened.
right
He
now.
did listen.
Or you're one of my favorite guys in content right now. I'm trying to tell you right now, you are hitching your wagon to the wrong guy. Go back to courtyard.io. Go back to whoever you were with before. Number one. Number two, I think as far as your breaking brand is concerned, I think your money. I think you probably have such a great following that everybody that you've accrued over the last 5 years are going to see through the fact that you're associated with this Brian Lee guy. I'm telling you. It's the same pattern. He starts a business. He has like a influential person that starts a business with him, and as a result, he's not associated with any of these
You
businesses.
gotta let Gio get
Now,
something in. You gotta let Gio get
yes,
something
I'm
in.
sorry.
No,
I'm
no, no,
sorry.
no.
I'm
I,
sorry.
I hear all that. At the same time, I would also say, number one, because again, the lawsuit thing was brought up to us, and we have a legal team where we vet all this stuff anyways. Headlines are cute in lawsuits. We deal with literally the investor in our company from day one has been a guy who represented the NFL. They have one of the biggest law firms in America. They vet all of this stuff. I would argue, you give me any company, and by the way, it sounds like a cop-out. I don't mind that it sounds like that because I'm just going to tell you what it is. I don't fault somebody for building something up and selling and leaving. I have no issue. Don't care at all. If he does that with Arena Club and builds it up and makes a bunch of money and leaves, but the company stays, like LegalZoom still runs great. I've used LegalZoom for years. Why do I care that he left?
Because Brian Lee's no longer associated with it, my
It was
man.
great originally. And see, again, that's a cute headline. It's not true. Like, and Frank, I don't mind and again, if you lose you as a listener, I get it. I'm not going to sit here and beg.
I spent 1 hour looking at the terms of agreement for
Mhm.
Arena Club today. I'm telling you, there's some things that would make you uncomfortable if you took the time, my man.
What are you uncomfortable with in the legal agreements?
The blockchain association with the buying and trading of the platform, the association with associating the majority of legal age as it relates to legal gambling in the entire industry, the authenticity guaranteed by the entire platform. It takes like, I'm seriously, it took me like 1 hour to go, holy crap. Like, because these guys aren't just repackers. They are also trying to pose themselves as a vault. They're also trying to pose themselves as a buying and selling platform. And when you look at the foundation of everything, God, I'm telling you, buddy, I'm telling you, I'm a huge fan. You
Okay.
really need to look at it. I'm telling you.
Let
I
me
think
just
you're
tell
busy.
you, Frank, by the way, I said this to him off air. I told him you were one of the best guests. It doesn't change just because you don't like what I'm doing here. I told Jason this
Hey,
privately,
now.
I
and I
like what
stand.
you're doing. I like
However,
what you're doing. I
let me
like what you're doing.
let me just say this though. 90% of the people, including myself and Jay, if he was listening and not reading comments, heard what you just said,
I'm listening at all.
and it was all
Listening to
word
it at
set.
all.
I don't know what any of that actually means. We have a very strict process where we vet our advertisers. We're either comfortable and we turn money away all the time. We made a decision to go with them, and we're comfortable with it. And I've known Brian personally for years. That's the other difference. But again, I don't want to like every show. Am I going to have to sit here Arena Club?
No, I did. I'm glad
I
he
will.
took a different angle because I've
Don't
said my piece. I've
care.
made video. I've
Yeah,
kind of
I
went after
just
it already.
like guys. If you don't want to use it, don't. I know a lot of guys who use it a ton and they have nothing but good experiences from
Can
it.
I ask a different question? And I know you don't have insight to this, but I just think with all the marketing, sometimes it's easier to think they're bigger than they really are. I don't know
Well,
what they're.
their revenue's insane. Yeah, I think you can't. And by the way, like, see, and
How
then
do
I'll
you
get
how do
off
you
this
know, or what do you have that
because
you know?
I had conversations with the team. Like, I know the type of money they're
Short
raised and
term.
they've made.
Short term.
Okay, even if it is
Short
short term, why do I care? If a company comes in and
You
gives a
have a
product
brand.
people like,
You have a brand. Let me tell you something. You have a brand of people that have followed you as a breaker. And this
Mhm.
is a theory I gave to the prof a couple weeks ago. Your social element of what you do means something. Like you have bought a brand throughout the years, Gio. And these people trust you and they want to break with you. And when you start to associate yourself with this Brian Lee character who has started companies and bought out and started companies and bought out, like, I'm just caring about you, my man. I'm just trying to say, like, don't associate yourself with this guy who
and
doesn't
I'm
like.
trying to say, you have read some articles and some terms. I know the person, and I have a legal team with training that does this for a living that I've worked
Okay,
with
I
for
trust you on
years.
that. All right.
So, like,
Yeah.
that's again, that's a pushback. Like, that's my thing. And like, even to Polar Bear, this idiot in the chat, Geo hates repacks. Now he loves it. I've never once sat here and said everybody should go buy Arena Club or Courtyard or anything else. Here is a service somebody offers. If you want to use it, I think absolutely you should use it. And if you're going to go digital repacks, this is the one we've worked with. So go ahead.
So I don't
Mad
disagree with
props
the
to Gio for having this conversation.
I don't disagree with the repacks. I don't. I heard the story, the fat guy in the sweatpants at the card show, and the transparency. I don't disagree with the repacks. I disagree with the vault. I disagree with the blockchain. I disagree with the fact
But
that
if it's
entire
bad,
brand,
it'll fail.
that entire brand does not guarantee authenticity, and you're already associated with eBay that does.
And
So
they're on
my
eBay, by
point-
the way. You know they sell those repacks on eBay, thousands a month. Because eBay's also worked with the
I look
company.
at it more from an eBay single guarantee as to like when I buy, if it's over 250, they're gonna authenticate the card, and then I'm gonna get it. And they're like, their user agreement, the Arena Club, they don't guarantee authenticity, my man. Like
You
they
keep
like
saying that,
fully
but even
absolve themselves of the
no problem.
entirety of it in the marketplace.
So even
And
here,
it
Frank,
all
Frank,
reads.
Frank,
It,
you got to
it
take a
all
breath.
reads.
Frank, at some point you got to let me talk. It's been 9 minutes of you wagging your finger, and I don't even mind.
I love
You
it.
bring
But
up
yeah, you gotta
reasonable
let him
points.
go.
But even this, there are also these narratives in the hobby where it's like, hey, there's no authenticity guarantee, and you are not the only person. People have made a huge deal about this. Well, first of all, have you seen any actual examples of people having a card not be authentic from them? I haven't read a single one yet. This is one of these other, it's this major deal. Look at, it's like the tariff situation. Tariffs are this unbelievable thing, and I don't understand tariffs. I'm not going to pretend. But people blow up some situations because they read writing and they read an article and they make this unbelievable point of how big a problem something is. And in reality, it is not. So I hear what you're saying, and I'm not trying to sell you anything. And I respect you. I told Jay, I respect what you have to say. Fantastic. But at the end of the day, and yes, Polar Bear, I defend everything I do because I wouldn't do it if I couldn't defend it, you spineless moron. Of course I will defend it. The other thing, too, which is a stupid take by Jason, because I'm not going to let him
I
off the
got
hook.
some. I want to get it on
Yeah.
this, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, you brought up last week, too, about, the whole money thing. And that's, dude, come on. You know we're making plenty of money without a sponsor.
I know, but why do you need that one?
We don't need anything. We don't need anything.
Well,
we
then
can be
why-
content
Then
with much
don't
less.
deal with this guy.
We
Then don't
disagree.
deal with this
But
guy.
can I
I think he's a good
me
person
give
to deal with.
my 2 cents.
Sure.
I didn't know what Arena Club was, and about 4 months ago, and it really helped spark the channel. I did 2 amazing videos on their marketing campaign because I could not stand, as I'm scrolling social media, an actor paid hitting a card. It really bothered me. It is dirty advertising. So I don't even give a shit about the mystery pack. I don't even give a shit about the company. I hate their marketing. I think their marketing is disgusting. It's as bad as whatnot. And that was that's how they got on my map, my radar. And so we read some of the Jim Rome stuff. And for me, if I'm eye rolling at it, maybe there's some brands you want to take and some brands you don't.
Can I tell you the truth about the Jim Rome stuff? And your audience won't believe this either. Neither will you or Frank, and that's okay. That was the first thing I asked Brian, his marketing team, when I sat down. We sat down at the National, and I said, hey, who thought it was a good idea to let Jim Rome hit the Grail card? You know how bad of this makes everything look fake. I kid you not. Again, I don't care that you believe me or not. They had no clue. He literally opened the pack live and found it.
Well, okay, but what? Okay, fine. I don't know about that.
But
what
honestly,
about
I'm
other
not gonna
Your
defend-
instincts should be going off. You're a good businessman. You've bought and sold real estate. Come on, man.
I'm simply telling what they told me. Well, so Frank, what's the advantage to him ripping that card? Everybody in the hobby hated it and thought it was a shill. What's the advantage? What was the good marketing? It was terrible marketing.
Oh no, some of the people that are
entry level hobbyists.
That's right. That's right. The people watching Jim Rome are maybe not deep in the cards.
No one watches Jim Rome, by the way. There's a reason he
Hey,
gets
now.
on networks every 3 years. Jim Rome.
That's why he needs that. Hey, that's why he needs
Jim
those
Rome
ads.
is garbage.
No one wants that. He's having a hard time getting.
He wasn't at one point.
At one point, he wasn't.
There's a certain brand there.
And at one point,
Gio.
FM radio was great too.
And, hey, Gio, that should be a guide. At one point, he was influential, and then he sold out to a certain point, and no one else wanted to listen to him.
Sure.
I'm just trying to tell you, look at the user agreement and go ahead, Bruff. I'm sorry.
No, just to Dan. Dan, I do find them to be, someone mentioned they're predatory a little. There is a red flag at least. So that's what, Dan mentioned. You just leave them alone. Don't gatekeep, let people do what they want. And that's fine. But there is a little, I have the biggest beef with the market, and I don't love their product either, but sure. I also think it's going to fall on its own face. I mean, that's just what I think. And maybe if that's where we're going with cards, maybe not, but I don't know.
I think Brian Lee sells out in like a year to either Fanatics Live or eBay Live or something to that degree.
Fanatics can't afford
And
them.
like,
No
pardon?
shit. Fanatics Live kids cannot. They have their own repack. They can't afford that.
I have a pivot
The-
question. Go
eBay
ahead,
made
go
it
ahead.
sure.
Sorry,
the dominant market, the dominant player in the market wouldn't be able to buy that cat out when he's
Fanatics
been
Live
bought
is
out
not
3 times before. Stop. Come on.
Fanatics
He's
Live is
been
not
bought out 3
Fanatics.
times before.
Right, Fanatics Live is not Fanatics, Frank. Again, you're now we're talking facts and not facts. Fanatics Live has their own marketing team, their own budget. There's a reason they have not expanded like Whatnot on eBay Live. They're not working with the Fanatics checkbook. That's not real.
I do.
No. Tell
Go ahead.
me, like, how is it structured? Because you know better than we do.
I mean, Fanatics is the ownership and the holding company of all of it. Fanatics Live is a very small business in their portfolio. Yeah, Fanatics Live could not afford to buy Arena. Arena Club, I would say, has a higher revenue, or very close to, of Fanatics Live. I'm
But
not swearing
the
on my
sister
kid this time of year in chat,
sister
no.
company of the company that holds the license of everything wouldn't it be an influential player in everything?
No, they are.
Especially when Brian Lee has sold out every one of his 3 companies, the LegalZoom, the Honest Brand, the shoe company that he was associated with. Like he's bailed on every different company, my man.
I
Like
understand.
he
I'm not
hasn't stayed
arguing.
in he hasn't stayed in any industry.
Okay, so what if he sells this one? Again, I don't understand what that has to do with anything that has to do with the company. If he decides to leave the company and leave the hobby and somebody else picks it up and runs, why would that why would that be a bad thing? I guess I just don't understand, Frank. But again, I'm not trying to sell you. I legitimately tell you this.
I don't think you need him. I don't think you need him. I like your
Okay.
content. I like you, Gio.
Has
I
the
don't like the
content
fact that
changed, by the way?
you're associating yourself
Frank,
with them. I'm just saying.
take out the 20-minute the 20-minute interview we did. Has any of the content changed? You see us shilling or pumping any of the companies
No,
we
but
work
maybe
with?
it makes people. Here's what I kind of feel. It maybe I do respect your voice and what you have to say, and I like your takes as
I do
well.
too.
However, maybe it chips away at some of that when we see Arena Club. Now, you've built a nice brand, so maybe not for you, but a lot of people are just eye rolly. That's
Sure.
all.
Okay. And if they do something shady, we'll cut ties with them and we'll go after them like we would go after other people we've worked with in the
Nice.
past. But
Thank you,
that
dude.
hasn't like
Thank you.
StarStock, by the way, is one of our biggest fails. We were in so early on StarStock because take away the fact that it was a dumpster fire. StarStock advertised themselves, and I talked to the owner. Hey, this is a place you can buy and trade cards digitally on their blockchain or whatever, and in their vault, instantaneous. So if Jackson Dart has an amazing game and his prices spike, you can move it. I was like, dude, this is a phenomenal idea. We were all in. Well, then they stopped giving people cards and scamming, and we made it our mission to go after these people. And we did. We cut off ties. We went after them. We got our people their stuff back. Period. So if it happens
My
here,
theory,
we do the same.
my theory, this cat is a scourge on the entire hobby. He's going to everybody that has influence. He's convincing them with like some kind of resume that he has. When you really truly look at his resume, I don't think it's for staying power in the hobby. I think he's trying to make a come up. And I just
We're getting repetitive a little.
It could be, but again, let's just Frank.
It is.
Frank,
You're
we
right.
can leave it like this. Time will tell. I don't think that's the case. You do? I understand.
Dan, I don't know how long you've been watching. I made two of my bigger videos.
Hey, I do have to
on
jump,
Arena
fellas.
Club.
I don't mean to cut you short.
You out of here?
Yeah, I gotta run. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I
Gio,
already pushed it once. I
good.
gotta push it again. I feel
Take care of
bad.
yourself,
So
brother.
much, yeah.
I gotta come on when I have
you
some
took a
time to
lot.
actually hang with Frank and you next time. See you
Gio, I
guys.
look
You're doing
forward to
great
it.
content, great opinions. I enjoy it.
Don't
Hey,
listen to him.
arenaclub.com, Professor20 saves you 20%. Make sure you
Don't
get
listen to either
comes
of
with a
them.
free Lakers hat and a repack. Boom, roasted.
Gio, good seeing you. Dan, I want to come at you real quick because go watch those videos. They are not transparent. They have a print run and they say the Grail card is 0.007. Well, whenever a card gets hit, a new card gets put in. And sometimes they end the run early. Like they'll say it's only 24 hours or 48 hours. So they don't actually ever hit the Grail or certain cards. It's not true odds because they ended early and they also put new cards in. It's very not transparent. So it's very slot machine-ish, very, hey, buyback, hit the buyback. Let's just play the game, get a card, hit the buyback, get a card. It's almost you're preying off some dopamine and gambling. Now, gambling is legal. Now, Frank sent me something. Gambling's illegal. Casinos are illegal in 43 states. However, most people, Frank, at this point, and I'll let you go, or I'll let you talk, I'll hear your pieces. In 2025, almost everyone could get online from any state and, do some gambling.
I mean, I think I gave you some statistics to the point that like this product gets to more people than any point in the country. I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me, but like they're from a slot standpoint, and you talked about this a couple nights ago. This is slots. This is like hit something, get a lesser value, so you buy back in, hit something, get a lesser value, and it's hitting more of the population. It allows individuals 18 years or older to basically engage in a gambling activity when they're in a state where no gambling is going on. That's just
Okay,
what I
now
put
let me
out.
throw something back at you
That's what I
because
derived.
no, I loved the passion. I could tell you were on, you felt how you meant, or you meant how you felt. But I think they're overhearing me. I'm glad you mentioned it. I don't think I can really mention it much more. I've said what I've had to say. I've brought attention. I've said I don't like, but calling them out for it anymore, I just think I can't take that. I've gotten some people saying, "Hey, bro, just stop calling them out for it, or stop calling them out." I don't know.
I
Maybe
know,
we
and
still should. Maybe I still should. But
okay,
at some point, they're a little
I
over
agree.
it. I
I
think.
agree with what they're saying. And the other night we were on, and Charles, who I'm a huge fan of, came on and started talking about it, and I was like, man, we're talking about this a lot. But I went digging. I went digging. I went digging into this Brian Lee character. I went digging into their user agreement. I went digging into the blockchain. I went digging into how they don't guarantee the authenticity of the cards. I went digging into the fact that they're now marketing the vaulting of these cards and like trading on their own blockchain, and like the entirety of all of it really is disconcerting. And I'll throw it back to you. Like, I think we're all talking about it from the repacking standpoint, but they're trying to create like another ecosystem,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
they have no accountability.
But here's Frank.
And
Go ahead, finish that thought, and I'll go.
no, that's it. They
Okay,
have
all
no
right. So one
accountability
thing,
to their entire ecosystem.
Steven, what I'd say is it's not good for the hobby I love. It's not good for sports cards.
No,
It's taking it an angle
no,
I don't like. So if you want to say
no.
it's not your problem, that's fine. But for me, as I just don't love how it represents cards. The other thing to you, Frank, is that if it really is what we think, it's someone mentioned it, you nailed it, that he's going to sell it. Someone mentioned new investors are looking for profit and for money, and so they're going to look as though they have so much profit until the company's going to fail. I mean, no one, arena club slabs are irrelevant. I mean, the people want PSA slabs. Arena club slabs will never ever catch on as a thing in the hobby. So if it's as bad as we think, it will end up falling on its face, but that might take some years. It might take some time if they're making it look this big. Charles just called in, a freshly saved Charles. That's Charles. How you did? Poor Cubs.
Oh yeah, poor Cubs. So Frank, to address what you did with Gio, there was a reason why I didn't go in on Gio and call in. He does his due diligence on these things. He's been doing this for years and years and years. Whether he has a relationship with someone or not, he's doing it for the money. He's not hiding it. He's not shilling it. He's just advertising it, and you have the choice of it. He's not doing what.
I see it a little differently. I think he's being bamboozled. I think this guy is a predator of the hobby. He really is.
Not Gio, Brian Lee.
No. Brian Lee is a predator of the hobby. I think he is going around to all the content you're looking at. He's buying into them, and this fits the same mold as to what he's done with every single industry. LegalZoom, Honest Brand, this shoe company he's with the Kardashians. Like, it's the same mold. They come out, they advertise way too much. They associate themselves with celebrity like co-owners, and as a result of that, they create this brand. Every time it's involved legal litigation, it's involved like false advertising, litigation. It's involved so many different aspects. And I sent it over, and like, I guess we really got to be careful because Brian Lee is a litigator. We could be like libel and slander as we go right now. This cat at every
Hey, that's all your words. Frank is talking.
Let's go. This cat at every different stop has been involved with false advertising, with manipulation. There's been lawsuits for him. There's been the inability to cancel subscriptions with his shoe service. There has been the Honest brand that has talked about natural ingredients, had put out sunscreens that were ineffective, that they're honest brands that had like natural brands associated with them were actually synthetic. Like at every different stop, we have this guy's playbook, and now he's coming into the sports card hobby and he's doing the same thing. And what he's trying to do is capitalize on a market. And the entire hour previous to what we're talking
You got
about
to let
is a
Charles
spike
react,
in
and
the
then
market.
Paul's going to come in. Go
I
ahead.
mean, he
Go
can
ahead.
talk and talk and talk, man. You need your own radio show, dude. Just get you a little antenna. And
He
just,
talks. Yes, I've told
seriously,
him.
though,
He
I
knows.
mean, I've been a fan of Geo since I got back in the hobby because I like sports card nonsense. I like the Facebook page. He seems well-rounded enough to do his own research and understand what the risks are as far as getting involved with Arena Club and how far to go and how far not to go. That's what I give him the benefit of the doubt over. I'm sure he's well aware of what Brian Lee's been doing because he's personal friends with him. He knows all this stuff.
You might not look at it the same way as Frank, though. I think he does look at it.
No, I mean, I get
different.
what Frank's doing. I get it.
Paul,
But
you got to prove that we've had. I don't want any Uncle Darnell. Paul, give me a thumbs up so I know you're real. All right, Paul's a no Uncle Darnell. Paul, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys?
You had some beef in the chat. I forget what it was, but what did you want to call in for?
Oh, I don't think I had any beef in the chat.
Okay.
I was going to tell you guys how you can gamble on sports cards without spending any money.
All right, let's hear this.
All right. So you all know about PSA and their offers, right? Like you have a card in the vault.
Charles,
they'll show you
chill
an
in the
offer.
chat. My goodness. Go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, so with the PSA offers, if it's in your vault, you can basically accept the offer immediately, get the money, no fees, all that, whatever. And PSA sells cards on eBay. And when you buy cards from the PSA eBay store on eBay, you can transfer them to your vault instantly. And by instantly, it's not really, it's like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Anyway, so here's what you guys do. If you want to gamble, if you want to rip packs, so to speak, you go on the PSA eBay store, you look up whatever player, you get your phone out, get the PSA app, and you just scan the barcodes on whatever cards they have listed. And, you know, you might find a PSA 9 Jordan someone's trying to get rid of for $20. You scan the QR code, you see there's an offer on it for $24. So you buy the card for $20 from eBay, transfer it to your vault, and then immediately sell it and make $4. Yeah.
So there's a
It's like scratching lottery tickets, but you only pay if the ticket's a winner.
they have not perfected it. So you can, before you do it, you see and make sure you can sell it for more back to PSA.
Yeah, exactly.
Explain the process one more time. You go on their store. I'm on the PSA eBay store.
Yep. So
what would I do
find
from
whatever
there?
card. You just look at whatever card. Just search like Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And then you got the PSA app on your phone.
So you'll get the PSA app, and then what?
Yeah, you have to be signed up for the vault and all that.
Oh,
crap.
you buy it to move it to the vault.
Yeah, and you don't pay shipping if you buy from PSA and you just keep it in the vault. You don't have to pay the shipping. So if it's $20 plus $5.99, it's just $20 when you send it to the vault. And I just started doing this today for fun. Because I noticed, because I have cards on in the eBay vault that I have on Buy It Now on the eBay store, and every once in a while I'll go check and see if there's offers. And I had like a Griffey card listed for $20, but there was an offer for $33. So I delisted it from eBay and just sold it for the $33 immediately. And then so that got me thinking. I was like, I wonder if I can see offers on other people's cards. So I went and looked, and sure enough, you can. So, you know, an hour later, I've made $6, you know.
eBay,
Not to flex
if they
or
catch
anything.
you doing that, man, eBay will shut you down so quick. They hate it when you go outside of their realm. If you've already listed it on eBay and you're like, oh, wait, never mind, I'll do it outside of eBay.
I like the creativity.
It's very creative, but eBay will shut that down.
People also Orlando mentioned fees involved. Was there fees?
There's no fee when you accept the offer through PSA. And so this is like, eBay has no idea of knowing that's happening, first off, and they definitely don't care. I can guarantee you that, because they have a partnership with PSA, and so that's how you can even list the cards through PSA's eBay store. You have to send them to PSA's vault, and then PSA will list it to eBay. And then if you get an offer on the PSA vault that's higher than the offer or the asking price on eBay, or higher than what you think you'll sell it for through PSA's eBay, you can just take it off and sell it immediately that way. Just like you would if you go to a card show. You know, you take your best 10 cards or whatever, throw them in the showcase, and if it sells the card show, you delist it off eBay. It's the same concept. eBay doesn't care. They're not going to go to card shows.
Very interesting.
Ban people.
I don't know.
Hey, if you want to make a $3 margin, you know, go.
Yeah.
You gotta start somewhere.
Some of them can be bigger though, actually. So you know, $6. I was
Hey,
trying to
call
be
us
humble.
next month or in a couple of episodes. I want to hear how this story plays
you.
out.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a good use of your time if you're doing it for profit. But if you're someone who likes the excitement of ripping packs and getting a hit and all that,
You basically
it could be
can't
a fun
lose.
replacement. Yeah, and you can't lose. Because one of the cards I found, it was $20. There was an offer for 30, so I bought it, made $10. It was cool. And that's the only reason I'm even telling you guys about this is because like it's not a profitable use of your time. You're better off flipping burgers. But if you're just watching,
But it
the
is
game,
interesting.
yeah. And if you're watching the game and you want to see if you can make a few bucks, and you don't want to buy a hobby box or whatever, you can just, you know,
I'd
rip
rather
packs
have him
on
do
eBay.
it than the big. You don't think corporations
That's
or
right.
the guys selling stuff are doing shady stuff? Let the little guy eat sometimes. You know, I mean,
That's right.
everybody
yeah.
else is eating.
Make your $6, get your chicken nuggets, you know.
Okay, let's see. I'm not used to having the three guys in here. I want to get back to looking at a few charts and the show here soon. Paul, I believe, right? Yeah, Paul.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling in. Anything else before I let you go you want to get out there?
Sure. I have a YouTube too. I gotta plug it now, right? I just gave you
Sure.
the
What's your
secret.
YouTube? Let's do it. I'll take a look.
It's Paul Carl Cards. It's about how to sell cards efficiently on eBay.
Oh
I'm a big
no.
computer
Oh
nerd.
no. All right. I'll look, but don't forgive me if I'm critical, but I will. I'll definitely look. I like the thumbnail. Is that you in that? Is it your parents maybe? That's not you, right?
Oh, that's me all dressed up, man. This is my relaxing, listening to the professor.
Okay. All right.
I didn't dress up for you. I didn't expect to call it.
No, I'll check it out and we'll look at it real quick. I'll give my thoughts. But thank you for calling in, man, and call in some more.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
You too, Paul. I'll throw it back to Charles. Charles, any closing? You know, we're getting on 2 hours.
I was gonna say, just to add on to what he was saying, like I have the PSA app. I just got 13 cards graded back. Their offers on a few of those cards are actually more than what eBay and the comps are going for. So there's about 2 cards that you could probably do that with. In my personal collection, I probably would make money on. But if here, I know PSA and eBay are connected. But if let's say you use eBay to do one thing and then you go outside of eBay and use the PSA vault without using eBay to do it, that's going out. That's against their terms and conditions. They could.
I mean, but what about like a $25 card? Are they ever gonna?
You never know. You never know. They could be that petty. They may not be. Who knows? But I wouldn't chance it on a $25 card. That's just how I see it.
Charles, how did I mean the Cubs made it interesting? Was it? I mean, I don't know. How'd you take it?
I mean, I knew it was inevitable. I predicted 5 games, but we would get absolutely shellacked in game 5. But instead, we made it 3-1. Just made it more miserable for me. I'd rather it be like 13-1 so I could just turn the game off.
Yeah, I understand.
But
totally. Charles, thank you for calling in and keep calling back. Have a good night, Charles. Frank, I'll kick it to you. How do you want to end your time?
No commiseration for my Phillies. No one cares about that. Number one, a couple things. Dan the Card Man was incredible. Really good interview. If I'm giving you any feedback right now, like let's run it back with Scotty B. Let's run it back with Dan the Card Man. Let's run it back with Run Good Life when it's appropriate, because you're on an incredible run. It's been the most like. It's shown like, you know, the hobby from the standpoint that no other content has. One thing I loved about Dan the Card Man, and you brought the videos up with the watches, but the flipping, and I think the content we just had previous to this kind of, you know, resonates with that. Like, I think the market bears what it bears right now, but like you've been warning of us of this for a long time, is like it's going to burst. So I don't want to talk too long because I know I'm getting that like reputation around here, but those are the things that I would want you to take away right now.
Hey, Frank, thank you for calling in. I look forward to talking
Thank
to you
you.
next.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye. Interesting show. The echo is still there. I spent an hour on that damn echo. I still have to leave, come back. I still have my stuff. I'm curious if I put my stuff back while I'm here, is there going to be an echo? Is there an echo when I add this? Give me 1 second. Are we going to have an echo? Echo. Bam. Boom, bop, bing, bop, boom, bop, bam. Is there a... Haha, Frank's great holy, it keeps working, new business idea, scam my cards, haha, Frank, it's interesting. Is there an echo? Do we have an echo? I'm guessing no echo. I would have heard by now. There's an echo. You never echo it just a guess. Nah, I echoed a couple times when I added this thing back. Okay, that's fair. Maybe it is just a guess. This is his channel here. I wasn't going to, we'll look at this another time. List cards 550 times faster. Automate lots, earn 0 to 1 million on eBay. Oh no, not in love with that. It's a minute long.
Today, I want to give back to you guys. I want to give you guys a killer video that you can act on immediately and make some real money. All right. So you want to be a million.
Spaghetti-O. I don't know. We'll look at this. I'm nervous what you're about to say. Please don't be Eric Michael. That's all. You were way more chill and way more real. What's he gonna say?
Millionaire. You want to be a billionaire. You have eBay, an internet connection, a phone, whatever. Anybody can become a millionaire. It's easier than ever. You know.
On cards? You're gonna become a millionaire on cards? Come on, I liked you so much more.
The gurus are right. The gurus are right, guys. Watch this. I'm just gonna.
This guy watches my channel? You called into my channel? Have you watched me at all? I mean, I don't want to roast you, but this is ripe for a roasting.
Type in. I don't even gotta type it in. It's my search history. Look at this. $5 billion. Let's look it up. Boom. Look at this. Look at all these options. Let's search low to high because we're on a budget here.
All right, now he's not looking at cards. This is not cards. Zimbabwe $1 billion. Is he going to tell you how to become a billionaire in Zimbabwe? Because now all of a sudden I think it's hilarious. If this mother is going to tell us how to become a billionaire in Zimbabwe money, he moves from Eric Michael to S tier. This is hilarious if he's going to tell us how to be a billionaire in Zimbabwe money. The African king.
Want to buy it now. Boom, look at this. $5 billion. For $1.69, you can become a billionaire.
All right, bro. Okay. All right. He got us there. That is some good. Ooh, I liked that.
And not to brag or anything,
All
but
right, bro.
You know, I got a cool $10 billion right here.
This is a real one.
You know.
But let me tell you something. That does not look anything like the guy. This looks nothing like you. Am I wrong? This looks nothing like the guy that called in. Not just because you're dressed up. Do I want to be? When you called in, you looked 30, 35, max 40. This guy is pushing 60. Am I wrong? Am I right?
Small
hey,
flex.
Great video. Awesome fun. Great video. Now I'm intrigued. Because I don't think I'm going to like the rest of it. But I like that very creative little minute there.
What's up, everybody?
Another minute. Let's take a look.
Here. If you're like me, you probably love checking out the eBay listings quality report, which used to be here in your performance tab. And for many sellers,
I don't sell really, so this doesn't apply to me, but a lot of people do.
It's been gone, bugged and missing. And the topic came up in the Discord, and I asked Kid Brando to send me a link to where that button goes, just to see if I click the link, if I could still get the quality report. And lo and behold, it works. You can just click the link. I'm putting the link in the description so you can try it out too. I think you have to be logged into eBay for it to work.
Hey, I can't grow my hair out, so hey, I mean, you got me there.
And for some people, it doesn't work. I'm not really sure why it does for some and why it doesn't for others. But when I open the quality report here, it's like, hey, there's...
Carl, what I'd say is keep doing this. You know, make sure you don't take the shill approach or just pushing cards great. But I like the minute 48. The problem is when you get monetized. Oh, yeah, you are monetized. I mean, you're not going to make, you make pennies, but, not just you. what do I want to say here? A minute 48, you're going to want to make longer videos. However, I love this, especially for playing on live. A minute 48 seems kind of perfect. Here we have a 27-minute video. I'm not going to sit through that. Anyways, his name is Paul Carl Cards. And I thought that video was hilarious. I did really like that video. What else did I have up? Maybe we'll get into some of this tomorrow. I said no to my dream sports card shop tomorrow. What do we have?
Today
we'll take a look at sports card gambling getting worse. Dang, I did not know. Has Dan done a tank? I did not. He's okay. I was going to interview Dan about a month ago, and he said he was getting a tattoo all day. Now, obviously, that's not one of the, I think it was on his back. I did not realize he had this much colorful art on him. I am a real Australian. Fight for the rights of...
Morning, Al. Today we're going to...
Oh, I don't know if he fights for the rights. Sports card prices explanation nobody's talking about. 30 minutes. Ay, ay, ay. Great play. This was a fun watch, John Boy. Great content. What else we got? We're winding down here. We looked at really weird charts. Gio called in, talked about the weird charts. We got Frank pushing Gio on Arena Club, which, you know, I think that stance, people know how I feel about Arena Club. I'll call it out when I need to. I'm going to take a chill pill on that one for a minute. But there were definitely some weird charts. A lot of weird charts. Content I'm working on, there's something in the works. I'm halfway. Some of it's out of my control to make it. So it's not like, okay, I'm just going to complete the other half tonight. That's not how it works. But it's going to be innovative, new, hopefully fun. Hopefully you'll enjoy. But I am excited about it. The third part, 2022, I'm working on that probably this weekend. And I'm just, you know, Dr. Beckett next week. That's Tuesday. So I don't think I'm going live Tuesday, or if I come live, it'll be about 30 minutes. It'll be short. And maybe tomorrow. I mean, is there anything you want me to ask Dr. Beckett? I told him all the topics I want to cover. I didn't get into it. I didn't throw questions, but just kind of cover topic. He didn't shy away from anything. So he's going to come on and talk about all the different. And then he said he wants the audio for his podcast. So that's kind of cool. And then Brian Gray reached out to me wanting to come on, talk some smack, set the record straight for some of this stuff. So that's what I've been working on. That's where I'm at. We have more YouTube videos to watch tomorrow. We covered most of the cards. I mean, we didn't cover all of them. The Sandy Koufax. Who else did I have up? We did cover Griffey. We did cover McDavid, Brown. We covered most of them. Let's just finish with the Koufax. Oh my God. It just doesn't make sense. This isn't a PSA 3. So, you know, someone, this one way up here is in such better condition. So, but why just such a huge spike and nothing else sells like that? And that was right about the time too. That's July this year, right about the time we saw everything else weird comps. Let's look at the high. What does it sell for? It's $1,200 or $1,300 of them in a PSA 3. Frank says he likes to take jabs. He got a little offended, but this is vintage. I'm going to say it again. I don't care what Gio says. And probably a lot of you will agree with me in chat. This is vintage. This is not vintage. You could argue. And then this definitely ain't vintage. This is junk wax. I mean, we're just going to skip over a whole generation. This is called junk wax era, not vintage. It goes from vintage to the junk wax. After junk wax comes modern. We're just going to throw everything as vintage. No. Vintage is when there was one card and they look vintage. That's vintage. Some 1998 lamp you bought at Target is not vintage. I don't care what you say. This is vintage. So I'm not even at Frank here, but Gio wanted to throw, some of this stuff's vintage. Hey, Kobe is not vintage. I don't care how old I get. This, and I guess eventually it's not modern. We're going to need to come up with a new name, but this will be modern and the new stuff's ultra modern. But I just can't see. This is junk wax. 86 is the junk wax era, not vintage. You'll never hear me call a Barry Bonds or Greg Maddux vintage. And the further we get, that's like, that's just people getting in and not knowing, but that's where we'll end it. Guys, we had almost 100 people in here all night. Sports Card Queen is no, it's a Mangini or a Mangi. You don't have to say you don't have to say you don't have to apologize, but you took a little offense. But you were also on a roll, so you were in your mode, you were in your thing. You came with numbers, you came with stats. We'll do it again tomorrow at 5. Holy moly, what a day. This was great for me. I had today at work was weird. So to just come on here, zone out, think about this, have fun, talk to you guys, go over some cards. What a great time. And I guess we'll end there. There's still 82 people in here. I will end here. I come on, I complain, I tell you how I feel about cards, but the truth is, this is my outlet. I don't want to get too cheesy or corny, but something I tell my students, what did we deserve? What did we do to deserve hot water at our house? What did we do to deserve toilets? Not everyone has them, and it's relatively new in human life. The fact that I could come take a shower, a hot shower after a tough day, after a hard day, after sweating, after doing whatever, that's so I don't want, I'm still very grateful of many things in life. So I don't want this to turn out as, oh, this dude just complains all the time and what a miserable soul and blah, blah, blah. No, this is my passion. This is my love. And it's fun. It's fun to be able to give my take. And it resonates with some people. And someone mentioned in chat, the fact that the debate's even here is something we've been missing forever. So I'll leave it on that. Guys, thanks for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, Sports Card Queen will be in here to stop some of you crazy chatters from getting too crazy. Rhonda, have a good night. Will Greer, great night here the whole way. Mike Petty, Young Wilson, all the way recovering. I hope recovering. Good, take care of yourself. Orlando, always thinking about you. I've mentioned you a few people. That kind of shook me. I hope you're doing all right. Hey, a lot of I'm not quite sure how to ever say your name, but thanks for being here. You're always, you're here quite often. The Or King, Bob Boozle, Flint Hall, Michael Myomi, Michael Myone, Michael, I don't know how I've heard to say him. VV Sports is here, who likes to argue with me quite often. We got Annoy. Holy cow. All right, guys. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, Petty would be great.